YouTube. What's poppin', man? Back with another video, man. Today's topic is we're talking about Lil Baby. This is a video by a creator by the name of Blackie Speaks. The title is Why Lil Baby Isn't Popular Anymore. My initial thoughts: Lil Baby is definitely one of the most popular rappers from the city of Atlanta, Georgia, which is the African American version of Los Angeles, California. Do I think Lil Baby is popular? Isn't popular? I don't think he will ever not be popular. Maybe his relevance will fluctuate, but I don't see his popularity ever disappearing or not being existent. I think Lil Baby's career has only grown, but I do believe as of lately his relevance is on the decline. And I feel this way because I feel like his music is good for commercial. It's not good for talent. Lil Baby isn't he's a good rapper, but it's not like he's talented. He's creative with it, you know? He's just a good rapper, but he's not the kind of rapper where you're gonna expect like a Tyler the Creator type album. Like, you don't know what to expect from Tyler the Creator. You don't know what to expect from A$AP Rocky, Yachty, Uzi. A lot of these rappers who are just different and more, I feel, creative. And that's what keeps them up. You don't know what to expect. When Playboy Cardi dropped Whole Lotta Red, no one knew he was gonna drop that. You know what I mean? Everyone kind of knew he was gonna drop, but no one knew he was gonna drop that, right? And I think the thing with Lil Baby is you kind of already know what his album is gonna sound like before he even drops it. You kind of know what to expect with Lil Baby. So I think that has made his relevance on the decline, but his work is so good. He's such a good rapper that even his past albums are still sounding good today. His albums from the past still sound good today. So do I think he's fallen off? No. Do I think he isn't popular anymore? He's obviously still popular. We're talking about him right now. But do I think his relevance do I believe Lil Baby's relevance on the decline? Yes, absolutely. But anyway, that was my initial thoughts. Let's get into the video and let's see what this guy thinks. 1, 2, 3. Video starts now.
It's still mind-boggling when I go in there and rap, because it's like the same craft and the same hobby, and it turned serious.
Now, Lil Baby is a rapper who was on top just a few years ago. These days, Lil Baby is just not as popular as he used to be. What exactly happened to Lil Baby and his career? This is definitely one of the most relevant conversations in hip-hop right now. Now, what's going on with you today? So today I want to have a little conversation about what happened to Lil Baby, and did he fall off? So you seen the clip I played you at the beginning of this video, which was an episode from Lil Yachty's podcast. He had Lil Baby on as a guest, and this interview has been making its way around the internet. Lil Baby spoke on a lot of things like his relationship with Gunna, which is non-existent according to him, which is obviously very unfortunate. He also spoke about the rap game, his career, the streets, which is of course very relevant to his career because Lil Baby is considered a street rapper. More specifically, I want to discuss something he said on this specific part right here.
And now I gotta watch what I say. I gotta watch what I do, because I'm watching how society trying to do rappers. You know what I'm saying? I understand why they trying to do it, because some rappers fuck it up for everybody. And it's like, damn, now I'm in this pool. So it's like harder for me to just go in there and rap how I used to rap. You know what I'm saying? That shit a whole different ball game.
So I can't play the entire clip, but Lil Baby on the first part was essentially talking about his career as it relates to why he's lost out on that fire in his belly. On one part, he spoke about being more conscious about what he says, which partially stems from him being a street rapper, because street rappers, as you guys know, they say a lot of things that could get him in trouble. We're going to talk about that aspect later on in the video. But one of the things it sounds like he was hinting at is that he's just not as hungry as he used to be. I'm sure a lot...
Yeah, you're goddamn right. Yeah, it's kind of with the street rappers, bro. It's kind of like narrowing your lane, like, because when you come out with this image that you're this gangster, that you're this street rapper, it's almost like now you kind of have to prove it. you know, versus Travis Scott. He doesn't have to prove being gangster because he didn't come out with a street image. Although I believe he has some lyrics, like some street lyrics every here and there, but overall his image he isn't a street rapper. So he doesn't have to prove it. He doesn't have to prove it. But when you come out with this image like Little Baby, YB, No Cap, Kodak, they have to prove it. You have to prove how gangster you are once you come out with this image. So I can understand why the fire, you know, it begins to dim after a while.
Of people know who Lil Baby is, but Lil Baby is a rapper who's been doing it very big in the rap game ever since 2018. That's really when Lil Baby became a known figure on a mainstream level. Ever since then, he's put out a lot of great records, some really great projects like My Turn, which came out during the pandemic in 2020. And 2020 was undeniably Lil Baby's year because that was the year that he reached his peak in popularity. Lil Baby was one of the biggest rappers in hip-hop in 2020. I think most of us who paid attention know that. He was literally everywhere. He was one of the most streamed rappers of that year. A lot of his songs from that particular project did extremely well. My Turn in the end, I would say, became a trap/street classic. I still listen to that project and I think it's definitely held its own weight for sure. And the numbers say the same. During that year, he also dropped The Bigger Picture, which was an extremely impactful rap song that reflected the times. Lil Baby turned into
that song. I liked it, but I was like, this shit sound kind of commercial. Like, it sounded like somebody wrote this for Lil Baby. It don't sound like him.
Conscious rapper for that one record. And the song was a really big moment because of everything that happened back then. Ever since 2020, which was the height of his popularity, like a lot of us know, Lil Baby is just not as hot as he used to be. Now, this is for several reasons, but the biggest reason I would say is because the quality of the music just isn't as good as it used to be. Quality is of course subjective, so you can agree to disagree, but the general consensus seems to be that Lil Baby just doesn't sound as good as he used to sound. Aside from the subjectivity, I would say that a lot of it has to do with the repetitiveness as far as the content in his music. Lil Baby is a street rapper who raps about the streets, guns, money, lifestyle, passion, life, women, hunger, getting out the mud, and he makes music that has a story to it. But it's more on the lit side, and that's exactly why I've always listened to Lil Baby. I don't know about you, but I don't listen to Lil Baby to hear about the political and economic state of the world. I listen to Lil Baby when I want to hear some turn up shit and get motivated.
Facts. I don't want to hear Lil Baby's opinion about politics. Just because he obviously, when you become this street rapper, right, it's cool and all, but obviously you're not that good at decision making. You make poor choices. So that's why when you can probably sell 10 million records, right? But when it comes down to actual business, everybody gonna look at you like you crazy. Like Lil Baby, you look at Meek Mill, Meek Mill can't walk into a room and be taken serious when it comes to a political debate because look at your choices. Look at the music you've chosen to make. Look at how you built your wealth. You built your wealth off of, and this is not just towards Meek, just any street rapper in general. It's like you built your wealth off of bringing your people down. So why would we take anything you think into consideration where obviously you're not that good at decision making? You're not that good at decision making. So it's like, why would we listen to you? Why would we listen to you?
And I feel like that's relevant to most people. Lil Baby's content overall hasn't progressed all that much, but I would say that he still has his place in the game. I still listen to his music, just not as much as I used to. There's a lot of great artists that have came out ever since Lil Baby was very popular, especially street rappers. So there's a lot of options for people to choose from. And it seems like the general perception is that he's just not that guy right now. Although his last project didn't do all that bad. I mean, it did over 200,000 first week, which is solid numbers. But that was 2 years after he was going crazy, so it does make sense. Ever since then, Lil Baby hasn't dropped anything that's made a very big splash. Now, he was featured on that Central C record.
What song that is? Lil Baby gotta wear all that shit. What song Lil Baby got? What song Lil Baby got where he wearing a damn football damn shit and the mask is like, nigga, what song is that, nigga?
Coming a really big song. But it's of course not his song, and the perspective for a lot of people there seems to be Central C helped Lil Baby revive his career, which is a crazy thing to say because I think Lil Baby can hold his own.
First of all, first Central C helped. Stop it. Come on, how he gonna help revive a Lil Baby career, nigga? We built We built hip hop. How you gonna help my career and I built this? You wouldn't be doing what you doing without me. So how can you help me when I'm the one who helped you? I'm the reason you doing what you doing. So how you gonna help me get better at what I'm doing when I'm the one who helped you do what you doing? I'm the one who influenced you to do what you doing right now.
Good look at the numbers. Band for Band has been the biggest thing Lil Baby has been a part of for the last 2 years.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
I'm paying a rush up.
No worries. Oh, sorry. Sorry, no worries.
And don't forget,
Yes, bro,
Central
that
C
good
is a
shit.
UK rapper. He also dropped a song in early 2022 called Right On, which I feel like
Banger.
is really underrated. That's probably one of the best songs he's dropped in a while. Aside from that, he was featured on that one Nav record alongside Travis Scott, and then at the end of 2023, dropped a 2-pack with a song called 350 and another one called Crazy. A few months ago, he was featured on Bossman D-Lo's song, he's a new successful name in the scene, called PJ, which is a banger, I like that joint. And then very recently, he dropped 2 songs that I think are worth listening to, Insecurities and 5 AM. Aside from that, Lil Baby hasn't made that big of a splash, and the conversation now is, did he fall off? This conversation was really relevant last summer because, as some of you guys might remember, Lil Baby made headlines for canceling several dates on his upcoming tour, which was supposed to start, I believe it was in August 2023. Around 3 weeks before it kicked off, he essentially canceled multiple stops without explanation. In other words, he wasn't able to sell out those venues. This was a really big story back in 2023, and I feel like that's when the topic of his fall off became a conversation. These days, people aren't checking for him like they used to, and it does make sense.
Let me tell you.
This is not even necessarily a
I think Lil Baby's numbers had to have been. I never said he was a bad artist, but when people tell me, I'm be honest. When people tell me, Lil Baby sold 200, I'm surprised. I'm like, who that? I don't know people who are listening to Lil Baby like that. Like, I mean, he's a popular artist, but when people are telling me he's doing these big numbers, the first thing that comes to my mind is, are these bots? These have to be bots because, I mean, he has bangers, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has really big songs. So I can understand. I think that's what makes his albums sell is his big songs. Not that he's going to drop a big album. What Lil Baby does, I think strategically, he drops a really big single or maybe 3 or 4 big singles, and he puts them on an album with 12 songs, 15 songs. I think My Turn probably had like 9 or 10 big singles, you know, but he gets these big singles, and I think he surrounds them with the album, and I think that's what makes the album sell, because to be honest, he's never just had a really good album from top to bottom, ever. But the way he's selling, you would believe that he has really good albums. He doesn't. He doesn't have really good albums, but his numbers would say that he does. Which is yeah, that's surprising. Do I think Lil Baby fell off? Absolutely not. I think if he dropped a song, he dropped the album, and I think his album was decent. It wasn't memorable. I think I liked like maybe 4 or 5 songs on there. Majority of the songs I liked had features. I think if Lil Baby drops a song again and it takes off, I think we forget this whole conversation. So, do I think his relevance is on a decline? Yes. Do I think his popularity is on a decline? No. But we'll see. I hope he drops. He's supposedly, this is pre-Dominique. He just announced he's dropping a new album called Dominique. So hopefully, you know, I have high expectations. I have really high expectations for this album. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you don't mind. Come back for another video. Peace.